right, I'm back for Dusty S's ongoing coverage of Fragadelphia X Block 2025. I'm Mnmzzz Zazu, following Lotus' survival into day 2 after a 2-0 win over Glock So I believe this is your first time making the second day of a Frag event. How are y'all feeling coming off of that win against Glock
We're feeling absolutely amazing. We had a really tough match this first game against F5. We really struggled. We should have won more maps. We should have won more rounds. But coming out of this game, a nice 2-1, a little bit closer than we wish, but we're still absolutely blasted. We're so excited to play.
And I did see between map 2 and 3, your coach, NO7, who people might remember from, I believe, Davenport Black, from Fragadelphia 17, gave the team a pep talk. What was the sort of goal of that pep talk that allowed you to come back on map 3?
It was mainly just Seven just talking about hey, we're simply better than these people. We out-aim these people. We have the ego. We have the raw firepower. We just need to simplify how we're thinking and just lock in and pound these people.
And the team added him at the start of the year. What's his overall impact been for the squad since coming into the team?
It's absolutely amazing. Seven helps us a lot with our mental mostly. He does a little bit of coaching here and there with your typical strats and strat book help, and just in general basic coaching stuff. But mainly he likes to help with mental, and that has helped us a lot because sometimes our mental gets down as a team, and so having Seven there to help us bring us back is really helpful.
And we did see between Impact League Season 6 and this year, Lotus essentially entirely imploded. You're the only remaining player from that previous Lotus squad. Can you talk me through sort of what led to the team to collapse, and then what was the process of rebuilding it entirely from new pieces?
So it's a long story. Basically, we had two players that had a really big disagreement with each other, and literally in the middle of an Impact match, they just crashed out, and both of them left the team right then and there. And then from then on, it just kind of killed the team. We kept Lydia Fox on for a while, and initially when we were rebuilding the team, we were actually gonna start as Impact from Season 6, and then we merged into Lotus because we just like the Lotus branding. In that time we picked up Cass, and we picked up Gadfly at that point, and then Lydia ended up leaving for Shimmer, and then from then on we were looking for an IGL because Serendipity ended up leaving, so we picked up Abby, and then after Lydia left, we were just looking for a player, so we picked up Avery Cyclone, and she's the GOAT. I love Avery. So yeah.
You mentioned the return of former Shimmer player Abby, who had taken a break after leaving. I believe it was TSM Shimmer at that time, or regular Shimmer. But regardless, she is one of the more experienced players you could find in ESL Impact, having done a lot of work with that Shimmer squad, especially going to some of the Impact finals. Can you talk me through her impact on the team as a veteran figure on the squad?
Her impact is phenomenal. I cannot stress enough how much Abby does for our team. She understands the game in such a different light than us, and she brings that to the forefront of our minds that every single time we play. We're just so locked in, and we play such an intriguing style of Counter-Strike, I'd say, under Abby that I don't think we could get under any other player. She's just simply the GOAT.
You don't often hear the word intriguing to describe a methodical approach to Counter-Strike. Can I get more on that? What do you define intriguing in this sense?
I think, without giving away too much of our strat book, I would say that the style of Counter-Strike that we play is very intriguing in the way that we have multiple different paces, and you see all of those paces unleashed in multiple parts of the round, and sometimes it's a whole round is one pace, and then some rounds we have 5 different paces going at once in between each individual player, and just her doctoring that out of us is incredible to me.
And so focusing back on ESL Impact League, there's been much reporting, obviously, from me and much discussion from you about the fact that the team ultimately missed out on being able to compete due to a variety of, let's call it diplomatically, logistical mess-ups from ESL, and overall, I think what we can fairly describe as a confusing and almost Kafka-esque process of gender verification. You've already told us about sort of what you think like happened there and how you feel and what you think happened there. But I wanted to ask you, how does the team like feel about how they were treated by ESL in this situation?
We feel, to put it lightly, we feel extremely shafted. Like, we put in so much effort. We played all these cash cups. We put in all this effort for 4 months straight. We practiced almost every single day for about 4 or 5 hours a day. We put in all this effort. We even, like, as soon as we got the message from ESL about like the verification changing, I was like, hey team, the verification is changing. Start getting these papers now. Get it in so that I can send them to ESL. And not having that be like come to fruition is really tough for us. It's really difficult at first it was really difficult for us to like grasp like, wow, we're gonna miss out on something that we worked this hard for, something that makes us a lot of money, something that we enjoy doing. But recently we've had a really good showing in our matches, and we're so like locked in on at least Frag right now, like that it's not really, we're not thinking about it at all for the past 2 weeks. So yeah.
Do you think ESL has acted in good faith with how they've been handling the ESL Impact League in 2025?
Absolutely not. I think they're trying, like, to put this in the least opinionated way possible, they're trying to make it more difficult for trans women to play Counter-Strike due to a few bad actors in our community that have acted before that ultimately don't reflect the general like community of us trans players, because most of the trans players, all of the trans players I know play legit. And they have their papers, they have everything in order. So making it extremely difficult for us, and almost impossible in our case, to get these papers in is just completely like, it's screwed up. And it's screwed us over. It's screwed over Mega Juniors, because that's the team I had to sub for the quality, because they literally didn't have a player. It's just, I don't think they've been acting in good faith at all.
When you said they're bad apples or bad actors, what does that mean in this situation? Who are these bad actors, and what exactly sort of do you think drove ESL to make these changes?
I won't name names because I like to remain a neutral figure, but there were a couple cash cups in which players that did not have certain requirements, they ended up playing and they ended up getting found out and they got disqualified. And I think that is what led ESL to be like, we got to lock down on this. And I understand that ESL feels the need to lock down on that, but the way in which they're doing so is really unfortunate to the people that try their hardest and they are legit. And to eliminate all the bad actors, but also some good actors, is very upsetting.
These bad actors, what do you think motivated them to behave in the way they did? Were they just, did they just not care about, verifying, or were they people who, we've often heard sort of these conspiracy theories about, oh, there's going to be men who will pretend to be transgender to try to, steal money from the ESL Impact scene. What can you go into more detail about that situation if you can?
I don't think, I don't know how to put this in a way that there are people that will lie to make an easy buck.
Well, the people in specifically who, these specific bad actors, is there any insight you have on their motivations?
No idea who they are. The one tournament that I am trying to reference, I had no idea who they are, but the individuals in question had white supremacist stuff in their Steams, and that led me to believe that they are just here to make a quick buck, and that is really upsetting to me,
Moving beyond this, though, like you said, the team has been putting in a lot of work. They're focusing, obviously, here on Frag. I believe the team, correct me if I'm wrong, is in Maine?
Yes.
Is in Maine. With that, tomorrow, with the team's progress overall, tomorrow you're going to be facing off against, I believe, Take Flight for a spot into either playoffs or into the match before playoffs. That would be a significant achievement. As far as I'm aware, only really teams of the Shimmer / FlyQuest Red level have ever beat, a male advanced team. So what would that mean for the squad to validate their progress by achieving a win over a mid-table advanced squad?
That would be absolutely huge for us. We are begging and like praying to show that we are here and we can like compete. We are present in the Counter-Strike scene and we're here to make a difference. And that's what basically would mean for us. Like that would just be absolutely like I don't want to say life changing, but it would be like career changing for us.
All right, that is Zazu from Lotus. Her squad will be in action tomorrow against Take Flight as they look to lock in playoffs. Thank you so much for your time.